got done training biceps, and this particular workout, I wanted to make sure I was super warmed up. So the first few exercises, I was just trying to get as much blood volume as possible by just no resting periods, or very, maybe like 10, 15-second resting periods. And it really helped me out a lot when I got into the bigger dumbbells and barbell movements. That was something I used to do like early on in my career because I was always afraid of getting injured, because I watched a couple guys tear their biceps, and I'm sure you guys have too, whether it be watching gym fails or other people going crazy in the gym. So it's always important to get a good warm-up. When you're doing that warm-up, you always want to focus on the mind-muscle connection, but making sure that when you get that good curl and you stick it and you feel like how it's supposed to feel, that's the perfect rep in your mind. You need to replicate that. So that's what I was doing. And then I used just a seated machine curl, was just getting that going, and then was going single armed and dual arm, and went over and did some preacher. That particular preacher was a lot different than I normally would do. It was obviously on the cable, and the seat was a little rocky, so I really had to make sure I didn't go too crazy heavy on that. And then I did some standing curls, and what I'm focusing on there is when I'm hitting like a front double bicep or a back double bicep shot, you're always just trying to supinate your wrist, and this is a great exercise for just getting that mind muscle connection. Anytime you're doing this, you can always just turn your wrist just a little bit, and then you're gonna get that peak for those that haven't done that. Right after that, went straight into some barbell curls using the camber on the preacher. And that is definitely something that I haven't done in quite some time. I went with a wider grip, then a narrow grip, then a wider grip, then a narrow grip. For one set, I was doing wide, then narrow, and then for the following set, I did narrow, then wide. It's just a good way to change up the cadence and change up like your mind when you're trying to focus on just one exercise at a time. That's cool, but when you want to add a little bit of variety, because variety is the spice of life, you just, have fun with it. And that's what I was doing today. Thereafter, I went over and did some seated dumbbell curls. And it's always good to go one arm, but for me, I was just trying to focus on getting both after everything's been pumped, and then went back into some singles. And then, like you'll see in the video, I was just changing up the cadence, the different rep ranges, all of that. And that's where you, the viewer, can do the same. This is all about you taking bits and pieces from this workout, making it into your own, just with a little bit of social proof of the pump that I got. Last but not least, I was able to do some seated hammer. And instead of doing with both, I really wanted to make sure I focused on one arm at a time. I can't lie, without the resting periods that I normally would have, I was a little spent, and I wanted to make sure that I was just getting maximum pump in these arms. So I would do one arm and then literally throw it to the other arm, and then back and forth until I pretty much felt like I was spent. Overall, this particular workout was done within 40 minutes. So I got a lot of reps in, a lot of sets in, and you're able to see all the highlights. So again, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Thank you for watching Phil Heath TV.